Hi, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm not able to hear you.
Is it audible now, Durga Prasad Garu?
Yeah, ma'am.
So I've logged in from two systems. One is on the phone and one is on the laptop. It is, I think, mic connect the laptop.
Oh, that's okay, ma'am. So now we can hear you clearly.
Sure.
So is there anything like screen sharing?
Yes, yes. I
Can you
have
please also
PPT.
test that?
Yes, yes, we can do that. Give me a moment.
No problem.
Did you give me a co-host? Because I can't share here. Upload చేయలేకపోతున్నాను.
ఒక్క నిమిషం నేను ఆ మెయిల్ కి ఇచ్చాను యాక్సెస్ సో లెట్ మీ గివ్ యూ యాక్సెస్ టు దిస్ హౌస్
Yes. Give me a moment. Should the connect be easy from Chrome tab or window?
సారీ మ్యామ్
So should the okay nimsham.
ఓకే మ్యామ్
No, is it audible?
యా మ్యామ్ వినపడుతుంది ఐ కెన్ హియర్ యూ
Yeah. So I was saying, should this be connected to Chrome tab or should I go into?
So it when you start sharing the screen, a pop-up will appear. Like you can in a Chrome browser also you can.
Give me a moment. I can't hear you because my Bluetooth is creating a problem. Give me 1 second, please.
All right.
Would you share what you were sharing?
Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you want me to go to Chrome?
Yeah, ma'am. Open your email.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, okay.
Is the screen getting shared?
Yeah, ma'am. We can see your screen.
Okay. And is the slides moving?
You have to select entire screen, ma'am. Instead of a tab, entire screen you have to select and share.
So let me stop sharing and then go back and do the sharing again.
Yeah, ma'am.
Is that any better now?
Fine, ma'am. So this is perfect.
Are the slides moving?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Right. But when I'm sharing the screen, I don't think I can see the participants in. Can
No,
I
ma'am.
see?
You can't see that.
Ankuna. No problem. No problem. Absolutely fine. Let me come back to the screen. Let everybody come over, and then we can start.
Sure, ma'am.
ఇవెందుకు ఇప్పుడు
కృష్ణ ఈ ఆకాశం మన ప్రేమని స్వీకరించిందా? అవును, మన ప్రేమ ఆకాశం యొక్క ఏకత్వాన్ని అంతం చేసేసింది.
అన్నట్టు చెప్తే ఇంత అర్థమైతలేదు.
Hello. Hi.
హలో
Hello.
हाँ मेरे को दिखा नहीं कुछ।
Namaskaram, everybody. A very good afternoon to all you beautiful parents. Welcome to the Iris learning journey for parents. Am I audible and visible to all of you? Could somebody confirm that for me, please?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. Since we are, connecting through the technology, there will be issues in connectivity. The voice might get dropped. The presentation might not get seen. So I will keep asking. Don't get irritated. Just let me know if it's visible or not, so that way we all are a little more patient with each other. So having said that, we're starting our learning journey. And today we'll be talking about the topic which is relevant to today's parents and the children as well. So I'm going to share my window with you. Do let me know if it is visible, and then we will start. All right, so I'm assuming it's visible for all of you. So today's topic happens to be well-being and safety, which is physical, emotional, and the cyber element when it comes to the child's safety, right? So most of us know the challenges that we are already facing when it comes to the safety element. So today's topic, let me first go ahead and share what my learnings have been, what my experiences have been, and then we will talk in terms of answering your questions or queries or concerns. So to introduce myself, I'm Ramya Raman. I'm going to be your facilitator for today. For some time, you might, for a few of you, you might feel that some informations are very relevant, some informations that you're already aware of, some informations might come out as new to you, or some information might have not got covered. Either way, make a note of it. I would say physical note of it, make it in a piece of paper and pen versus a mental note, because as a human, we have about 70,000 thoughts that come every single day. For women, it's more. So I don't want you to take chances and miss out on asking questions. So let me first go ahead and share my learnings through experiences, and then we'll go ahead and discuss. Does that work for all of us?
Yeah, ma'am.
Well, perfect. Thank you, Priya. So we will start our journey. And to be honest, I've been associated with Iris for almost about 7, 8 years now. And I'm very proud that they still rely on me, and I have not let them down. I've been into learning and development for 22 years. I'm a Montessori certified teacher. So I do teacher training programs and also children and as well as parent learning programs. I'm a certified counselor. That's how my profile was introduced to you when the invitation for this program came up. So keeping it short about my introduction, let's start our journey. And do let me know if the slides are moving. When you talk about safety, security for a child, there are two major places, rather not two, but three major places where safety and security is important for a child, because most of the time in the initial years, the child is always at home, connected to home and the home environment. But when the child starts going to the school, play school, there is a separation anxiety which the child goes through and the parent goes through as well. And then obviously the third element is the journey. If you are taking the child and dropping the child to the school and picking up and that likewise and like forth, it's safe. But when you are taking another mode of transportation for a pickup and a drop, that becomes a challenge. As much as the school makes an initiative and ensures that the safety is taken care of, we as parents need to also ensure that this is imbibed in our children. Okay, so I've given you some simple informations of different kinds of safeties that the child can come across. There could be a challenge that we could be looking at. Okay, but these are not all that I'm going to getting covered. A little more in depth, a little more in detail is what I'm going to share. Okay, so yes, learning journey starts now. So a lot of us have got pets now, not just in the apartment but also at homes. As much as you feel that they are vaccinated well, please remember they are still animals, and their saliva, their feces, their any other kind of a connect with the body, or any kind of a bug that they have in their stomach, or they have allergies, or they have nicks in their hair, it is highly risky for a child or anybody for that matter who comes in contact with the pet. So primarily, if anybody who's got a pet, I know take utmost care as good as their own children, but animals being animals, they have their own mood swings, they have their own traumas that they go through. So lately there's been a lot of news that they become very ferocious, they become very aggressive. So corona has not only hit we human beings, it's also taken a toll on the animals. So be a little guardful about all that. um, these are some elements like the food that they eat, the important numbers that they need to keep in mind, especially if we have a, like in the US, we have 911. In India, only we have 100 as a number, we have 101 as a number. So what does each mean? How can they dial? How can we put it on a speed dial for them so that if there's any kind of a calamity and there's no adult around, how can they reach out? This is a very important learning that we can give them, right? Especially for children who nowadays children are very, very smart. So there is no age called lower age that they can't operate phones. They are very, very smart kids. So you can actually start sharing informations with them, right? Again, this is something I always advise every single school, every single homes, that please have a color combination sticked up. When it is fire, make it a different color, make it and if it's electrical appliances, make it a different color, so a child is able to identify and connect with what is risky, what is not risky. But having said that, my humble submission to all your parents, whenever you're talking about safety in terms of home or at school, whenever you're leaving these danger marks on the appliance or close by to the appliance or the switchboard or whatever, that as much as you're giving awareness, tell them in case something happens, then what should they do? Always say, if this happens, then what? Okay, a child is quite well versed when it comes to understanding. So you can always teach a child in case I was trying to there is a hot iron that somebody had used, and though it is unplugged, it is not in the plug at all, it's unplugged, but it's still warm enough for a child, and that iron by mistake or by walking around just fell on the floor and the child was right there. Then what are the if the iron falls or your body part touches the iron, what is the first thing that a child needs to do at this point in time? So I again repeat, as much as you're making the child conscious and aware of the if element, you should always teach the then element as well, right? So this is a very crucial part. I'm just giving you snippets of all. Again, if a child is eating at home, everybody's watching, so that's fine. But in a school, when a child is eating, the teacher and IMR do their best to look after the child. But remember, there are 30 children in the class. It gets very, very challenging for a teacher to look at every single child and observe everything. They're doing the best they can. However, we should also teach our children in terms of when they're eating, what kind of food they're eating, if it gets choked, if it is something that they can't handle, how is this that they can do, what is it that they can do. These are some very important elements that can be taught to them, right? Again, very simple. Why washing hands? This is something which every parent does as a hygiene, every school teaches as an hygiene, but we have to reiterate it in case there is a slit, there's a crack, there is a oozing out of blood. What is it that they need to do? How do they need to sanitize themselves? Why sanitizing is important? Why sanitizing when your hand is cut is equally risky? What kind of a medicine should you put before you even put any other element? So all these are some very important stuff. Always remember, just because I'm sharing with all of you doesn't mean everything has to be a download for the child at the same day. It will not happen also. There'll be no upload. There'll only be download from your end. There'll be no uploading happening at the child's brain. What is important as a parent is, when it comes to safety and secure measures that we are talking about, it has to be something that has to be done on a regular day-to-day basis. Every day basis, this has to be reiterated. Right? I hope I'm audible and visible and the slides are moving as well. Again, some very basic elements of what to do, what not to do, what to do before eating, what to do after eating. When you're in a common play area, what is it that you need to be aware of? When you're sneezing, coughing, blowing your nose, why that consciousness should be there, that you need to have a napkin or a paper napkin or a hanky with yourself. Why it is so crucial that when we are unwell, we should not go and have to play with the pets around. What are the safety measures we need to have, that the child doesn't put the hand in the mouth of the dog and tries to see what is there inside and stuff like that. So all are these small little things, but very important things. So this is something that I thought I should share with all of you. See, I remember I told you about the if and then element. A few pictures given to you for your own awareness. So talking in terms of if some stranger is talking to you, what should you answer? What should you not answer? If you want to buy an item but you don't have enough money, then what do you do? So again, I repeat, everything cannot be taught to a child on the same time, same day. And nothing will also be remembered by the child in one attempt. Okay? But every time you take a child out, you can create that awareness of what to do. If this happens, then what do you? We are going to a shopping mall, and suddenly there are like 40, 50, 60 children who suddenly come as an excursion to this shopping mall. And in the whole commotion, our child is excited about watching something and we lose the child. Okay. Then the child shouldn't panic. Neither as parent you should panic. So what is it that we can do? What are the two most important things that we can teach the child during this panic time? Right? So these are some very important tips and tricks as a parent. You can guide and teach a child. This is one of my all-time favorite, which is, in case a child gets in connect with fire, Rather than panicking, let's teach the child the stop, drop, roll formula. Okay, and this is something I always suggest to Iris teachers as well, that they should do it on a regular basis. This is a very important tool. How you stop it, how you fall dropped on the floor, and how you roll yourself to kill the fire, so, and having least bit of injury on yourself. So these are some simple. As a human brain, we can take 3 rule formula very easily. We cannot take more rules. As a human being, you cannot take more rules. And so this is called a 3 rule formula: stop, drop, roll. So any information you're giving it, give it in 3 rules: 1, 2, 3. Ante, not more, not less. Less is fine, but more shouldn't happen. Okay, so these are some important information that I'm sharing with all of you. Teach your kid for to ensure. See, this is something which Indian parents do quite a bit. I will not say any other country, because I know they are very well versed when it comes to awareness. But we as a community, we as a culture, don't speak or say the right words, or for the child to be introduced. So we end up saying, if you want to go to the washroom, we would end up saying susu ostunda. We will say, there's nothing in the terminology called susu. Okay. Then if somebody has got a pain, if a little child has got a pain when it's peeing, and then so pain avutunda. So those are not the words you should be talking. I'm not even saying you should be explicit and open about, but don't give pet names to the body parts, because as the child grows, it will only identify body parts like that. And when the child is introduced outside to the outside world, and they say body parts which are different names, they will start getting confused. Hence, the more clearer we are about our body parts and right words to be used, that works beautifully well. Okay, make sure that they understand the word something called private. This is something I repeat every time to the schools as well as parents. At home, the child feels very safe. And suppose you're in the kitchen and the child is using the washroom, you leave the child in the washroom and keep the bathroom door open. Right? I mean, most of us have done that and are probably still doing it, because if the child is shouting, at least you can hear when you're in the kitchen that Amma, I pindi, then the mother can come running or the father can come running. But I still request you to, if don't keep the door wide open, keep it. Somebody had written something on the chat. I am not able to read the chat because I am on the presenter mode. Could somebody read out for me? Durga Garu, if you are there, would you be able to read out for me, please?
Sure, ma'am. We are getting baby screaming noise somewhere, so I think let me mute.
That would be nice. That would be
Ma'am,
very nice.
hello. This is
Yes, ma'am.
hello, ma'am. I just joined from Zoom. We've been waiting from 20 minutes in Zoom, and we missed out the presentation.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
There were 40 participants waiting on Zoom from 25 minutes, and we just got the link from Google Meet.
Okay. I think this is important, Durga Garu, to ensure that we don't do this again. I'm extremely sorry. Even I had the Zoom link earlier, but I eventually had the Google link given to me. I sincerely apologize for the wait that you must have had, but we will ensure that this doesn't happen again.
No, ma'am. My point is we've missed out on the presentation, so I'm wondering which slide are we and what all we missed.
No. I am still talking in terms of being aware of the safety element, cautious about the safety element for parents at home. Okay. So we are talking in terms of, house appliances when they are around, or when they are at school, and the journey that they're making from the home to school. As a parent, as a teacher, we all need to be very careful, and we need to tell children not just don't touch it, but just in case they touch something, for example, a hot iron or a hot water, then we will be able to teach them that apart from touching, which is very scary, God forbid, in case you have touched it, then what do you do?
Okay.
We should also teach them on the safety measures, that the first aid that they can do. And trust me, children, even at the age of 3, 4, 5, are very well versed to understand what to put, what not to put. For example, if a child is touched, say, a gas stove which is very close to the platform where the child put his hand and the hob was right there. Now, he will shout in pain. There is no two ways about it. But what is the awareness that you can create is put your hand in running water, cold running water, or put your hand in the refrigerator, or take out ice from the fridge and put your run the ice on the burnt area. So, these are some very quick tips that a child will understand.
Mhm.
Other thing that I told the parents was, make a 3 formula. That means anything that you say, whatever, suppose you're giving a rule, you're making a rule for the child, make it a 3 rule formula. Don't make beyond 3, because as a human brain, registering 3 is very easy. Registering 4, 5, 6 is a tremendous and humongous task. So for an adult also, so for a child, it's nightmare. So you can either do a 2 rule or a 3 rule. Are you able to understand? So this is
Yes.
what I was talking about.
Yes, yes.
Again, talking about speaking the right word about introducing the body parts. Let's not say wee, poo poo. What has to be told to the child, so that tomorrow when the child is introduced to the world, and tomorrow's, God forbid, there is a situation or there is an alarming part, a child is able to identify, saying, okay, this is the word I've heard Amma telling me, Nana telling me. And when Amma Nana says, this cannot be touched, my boobs cannot be touched, my breast cannot be touched, my chest cannot be touched, my private part cannot be touched, my vagina cannot be touched, my penis cannot be touched, then it cannot be touched. So rather than saying we, now if somebody else is using another word, the child will not be able to connect. Even when the school, when teachers are teaching body parts and they use the right terminology, the child will not be able to connect.
మ్యామ్
So
చాలా డిస్టర్బెన్స్ గా ఉంది.
Durga garu, మీరు కొంచెం, will you be able to mute everybody, please?
Yeah, ma'am, all are muted.
లేదు, డిస్టర్బెన్స్ అవుతుందని చెప్తున్నారు కదా. Okay. There's another important thing that's coming on the slide here is about who, for a child, family is the safest. But we should have 1, 2, 3 people beyond the home also that the child can talk to, whom they feel they are safe with. Okay. So, for example, in the school, okay, one of their teachers can be their favorites. So that could be one person whom they can talk to, okay, if they feel unsafe. Home, anyway, everybody is there. In everybody also, who all are important. Some children who live with their grandparents love their grandparents. They adore their grandparents, okay? And likewise with the grandparents too. They could be a right bet. But the grandparents also should be very agile, very aware. They should not say, "Arey, ala edi emi ledhi nanna. It is okay if something like that. Uncle didn't mean it like this." No. So choose the right people where your child can go and talk when the child is unsafe, whether it is home or whether it is at school. Okay. Talk to your child
మ్యామ్
about.
అందరికి అన్మ్యూట్ చేసేసాను మ్యామ్, మీరు చెప్పింది ఏం వినిపించట్లేదు.
Durga garu, there is an input that has come.
Ma'am, it's been all participants are muted.
No, she's saying unmute chayala. Madam, మీరు ఏంటి? You said unmute chayala, mute chayala.
Now they can't unmute, ma'am. So I made them everyone to muted.
Okay.
So I will
what-
unmute if you want me to. Whenever you want to ask a question, I will unmute them.
Perfect. So మీకు ఎవరికైనా ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్ ఉందంటే ప్లీజ్ చాట్ లో ప్లీజ్ సే ఐ హావ్ అ క్వశ్చన్ అండ్ దుర్గా గారు విల్ అన్మ్యూట్ immediately. Okay. Right. So we will now move on. Again, some important elements. As much as saying yes is important, saying no is also important. So what no means? But remember, as parents, there are lots of times we say no. Oh, Lavanya Garu, baby is crying. Can everybody go on mute? I don't know whose baby is crying, though I can't hear. But if she's feeling it, then I can understand the crisis. Kindly go on mute, everybody, so that we can respect each other. Now, as much as a child says, as you need to teach a child that no is as important as yes. That means to say, repu kanaka, tomorrow down the line, mana intlo, if it generally, suppose a child says, no, okay, no for say, palakura pappu. Okay, he says, no, I don't want to eat. A no is a no. That's what you taught a child, right? When a child is saying no and you taught that no is important, no chapte, it's a no. Nobody should go against it. Suddenly when you give palakura pappu and that fellow says, Amma, no, I will not eat, because no, he's taken it as a word. You need to be wise enough to understand where to draw a line and where to, put your foot down. Are you able to understand what I'm saying? Right? So these are some important discussions that you need to have with your child. Oh, I can't help it, ma'am. I don't know why you're getting baby crying noise. I'm so sorry. Another important element, we talked about safety network just some time back, that family is the most safest. It could be grandparents, granddad, cousin, older cousins, older brothers, siblings. Amma herself might be the safest bet. So be vigilant about it and let the child know. Okay. Next important element we're talking about, which is one of my all-time favorite, is secret. Okay. A secret can never be a secret even at home. So, Nana, manam ippudu ice cream tinnamu, we have eaten the ice cream. Don't tell Nana about it, huh? Don't tell Nana about it at all. Then again, see, tomorrow when we eat, what are you trying to do? You're trying to tell him to hide things, right? So a child cannot identify what to hide, what not to hide. That much maturity the child has not got. So you don't keep secrets from the child. Don't tell the child to keep any secrets. Okay, and tell the child. And you can also, as a parent, you can be a friend to your child, and you can come and say, hey Nana, em telsa, em aindi, ivala memo shopping ki veldama, and then when I went to shopping, I went and bought these vegetables, you remember? So I saw one man there, interesting. He was standing quietly with his bag there, but then he took one tomato from there and put it in his bag. I somehow didn't like it. What is happening? There is nothing secret about this topic, but you're trying to tell your child, whatever is happening in my life also, I'm coming and sharing with you. Today, I was washing a vessel and one cup I broke. I was so scared Mama would get angry at me because it is one of her favorite cups. I broke it. Nana, I'm telling it to you, but I could not stop myself. I went and told Mama I was very scared. But Mama told me, it is okay, you broke, but next time, can you be careful? I said, yes. So you're teaching the child that I tried to hide, but I was feeling very guilty, and I fogged up to Mama, and I was ready for the punishment, but Mama didn't scold me. She said, it is okay. Next time, be careful. So you're trying to give your scenarios to the child, so the child starts to understand, saying, even Amma is scared of her Mama, but still she went and said, it is okay. I hope I'm making sense to all of you. Right? This is something which is important. The green are the places where a person or anybody beyond a mom can touch. Yellow is something which is not a red signal yet, but it is still scary. A child needs to be aware who can be allowed, who not to. And last but not the least, the red portions. My humble submission, there are many, many, many such pictures in Google. Please search, put them in the child's room. Pillal room lo petteyandi. Put that poster there, and every single day keep asking the child, which are the areas nobody should ever touch you except for Amma? Ever. Which are the areas which you can let your friends touch you? These are some quizzes. You can do it differently the way you want it, but this is one chart. It has to get into their head. It has to get ingrained in their brains. I promise you one thing. If this chart gets into their head, even when they grow up to be adults like you and I, or when they are teenagers, when their hormones are high, they will exactly know what to do, what not to do, because that is how beautiful this chart can sit into your head. So make this as a practice for your child and yourself, right? This is one of my all-time favorite slides. Be as much as your eyes are open, your ears are open, your nose anyway has to be open because you have to be alive and you have to breathe, but ensure that your warning signals are seen. Teach your child. Bhayapadutunnava is not. If the child says Bhayapadutunnava, the child will say no. But then you can see the child having goosebumps. You should show. Chudu, naku the glass iriginda. Appudu naki hair undi kada chetlo. The hair in my hand, it actually stood. Okay, I started sweating. I was scared. I was not able to talk the way I'm talking now. To talk Ammamma's name, call Ammamma was getting difficult for me. I was so scared. I felt like crying. But I still went ahead and did what I felt was right, because Ammamma needs to know. I cannot hide from people I love. When I speak the truth, Ammamma will not get angry. So what are we trying to tell the child? That all these feelings came to me also. Am I making sense to all of you? So these are examples. A child will not understand what a wobbly stomach is. A child might not understand what sweaty palm is. But a child will understand what Amma is going through. The child will understand saying, oh, ilakula avutunda. My stomach was hurting very bad, baby. I could not sleep in the night because I was hiding things from Ammamma. My stomach was hurting so bad. I went to the washroom 2 times. I drank 3 times water. Nothing worked. Then I realized that this is something which is not making me feel good. So I should tell Ammamma about this. Go back. Tell them these things have happened to me. A child will relate to you better. Right? This is just a snippet. You can have many more. But I always believe there is no age called less age for a child to know and talk about sex. Yes, what to speak to, what level to speak to, what level of understanding a child needs to have, that is something we can decide. But a child needs to know. Right? Like we were talking about good touch, bad touch, the green, the yellow, and the red element we were talking about. For a 2 to 4-year-old, even till 5-year-old, we can repeat. Okay? For a 5-year-old, you can always talk about why the bathroom door needs to be closed, why we should, why one teacher, why do you like, one particular teacher more than another teacher? What is difference between, putting a hand on the shoulder for a friend with whom you're sharing an umbrella when it's raining, how to put your hand on the shoulder, a friend who's a girl, you're putting your hand on the shoulder and walking because you have only one umbrella and you have to save her from the rain, and how different it is to hold her like that and sit in a park where nobody's around. Right? So these are some simple examples. Again, I repeat, and I'm repeating myself, and I'll keep repeating it throughout the class. Nothing can be achieved overnight. But remember, the more you reiterate, the more the revision is happening. And the more the revision is happening, the reiteration is happening. So tomorrow down the line, if I'm having goosebumps when somebody has come and touched me at the wrong place, I will know, oh, this is not a right thing. I should either run away or come and tell Amma, or go to the right person to share information, or shout. At least that awareness the child will have. All right. So we will move on. We were talking about physical safety. Now we are talking about the emotional element. This is most of the times that gets ignored. And this is the one which takes the maximum toll in a person. Okay? For anything and everything, there is something called being consistent. Okay? This is my humble submission to all the parents. who are living with, whether you're living in joint family or you're a single parent yourself, this is my humble submission to all of you. Try your level best to keep the environment of the home steady. So people cannot just come into the house and go out of the house. Okay, for example, you're a single parent and you're looking after your child yourself, but you have, 3 days a week, your child will go to your spouse's, ex-spouse's house and stay there, and 2 days he'll come here. That is a very inconsistent environment you're creating for your child. So a child always feels safe when the environment around him or her is very congenial, safe, right? So it has to be a very consistent environment, something which is steady, doesn't have much of changes happening. Chala marpul ravu. That's where the steadiness comes in. Second one, listen actively. When you say actively, ask a lot of questions. One, vocabulary of your child will improve because you're talking a lot with him. Number two, you will know what kind of a thought process your child is currently going. Number three, you will know the environment in school or in the bus that your child is there with, the people around that he's talking about. Okay, the names will be familiar, it will sound right to you. So these are some very important elements that you should be curious about. Okay, the third one is curious. Be curious and not judgmental. Not judgmental is not deciding about something. Being curious is wanting to know something. You're interested in knowing what is happening, but you're not judging because something like that has happened. For example, remember I told you the cup broke when I was washing vessel, the cup broke. Okay, let's take that example. So if suppose the child did it, you should say, "Yela Indirana, what did you do? Amma, I was standing on the stool. Okay, then the water fell on my leg. When the water fell on my leg, Amma, I just lifted my leg and I fell. I lost my balance and I fell on the floor. When I fell on the floor, Amma, the cup was there in my hand. And when the cup was there, it fell down, Amma, and it broke." You were curious, you asked questions. Correct? Then he said, why were you scared when the water, it's only water, right? Your water fell on the t-shirt also when you were washing vessels. Why on the leg? No, for a second, Amma, I wanted to go to the washroom and, use the washroom, Amma, but I was stopping it. Then I thought maybe I did susu, or I peed in my pants. So then I moved my leg and I realized that it was not my, urine, and it was water that fell on me. It's okay. Next time, we'll be careful. Or next time, maybe we will not use this tool, we will use something else. Or next time, when you're washing vessels, we can first go to the washroom, clear our bladder, come back, and then do the vessels. So there are many alternates that you can talk about. Okay? Then lead with empathy and compassion. Remember, in the previous slide, I told you a child needs some resource at home, some people at home that he can come and bindas talk with no judgment. He should come and talk itna bindas that he should not feel that he's talking to his parents. He should feel like he's talking to his friends. Okay, so be compassionate, be empathetic, listen well, be supportive, understand the feeling, ask for the feeling, ask how did you feel when this happened, when your lunchbox was taken away from you by your friend, how did you feel? Or when you took somebody's eraser and got it home, how do you think your friend must be feeling? Check for the feelings, because when we talk emotions are always feelings and they have to be expressed. Okay, I again repeat, vocabulary of a child might not be huge. Actually, it is not huge at all. So he will not even understand what anxiety means. He will not even understand what anger means. But he will understand what goosebumps are. He will understand that their stomach where there is some kind of a weird feeling after, that uncle touched me. It's a weird feeling. I feel like going to the washroom every time I see this man. So these are feelings, these are emotions, which is what we need to focus upon. Okay, I hope I'm making sense to all of you. So I will share some slides with you, which are here, which says what actions and what executions are we talking about in terms of ensuring emotional safety and physical safety of a child. Okay. Like I said, display this. If you have a baby doll or a or any doll or any human figure which the child plays with, you can use that as an example and teach them about which places can be touched, which cannot be touched. Please do a constant and continuous revision of this every time, anytime. I promise you, you will not regret. Okay. Number 2, unwind with your child. So when your child is come from school, you have come from office. For a father, it's like a break time, to sit and enjoy with the child. But for a mother, she's still busy with the household chores. My humble submission to all of you: take out some time, half an hour, sit together without the mobile around. Switch off the gas, just the parents, just the child, sit together, discuss what has happened, share the challenges you faced at work, share the feelings you had, how angry, how agitated, how disgusted, how bad and how stomach churning you felt when you were at office today. The child will be able to relate, saying, this stomach churning even I had some time back when I was in school. So talk to the child. It's very, very critical for you to unwind and sit and spend time with the child. Next important element: bond with the child with no judgment. So please listen as much as you can to the child. Ask as many questions, but do not interrogate. Remember, interrogation is demanding and commanding answers. Okay. Whereas when you are talking about request, it's a very soft tone. When you're curious, you're very soft in tone. Avuna ala inda inka ela ila unte emayyedi if ila pothe emautundi. You have to become a child too. So what I'm trying to drive the point across is, when you're bonding with a child and trying to talk to the child, work on your tone. Guntu, please work on your tone. Always work on your tone. It should not be interrogation. It could be curiosity. It could be excitement. It could be thrill. It could be fun, right? So that is what a child should feel when it's talking to you, right? I hope I'm able to understand. Slangs. Oh my God. Nowadays, I have 2 teenagers at home. There's a lot of slang that gets used. Thanks to technology, our children are already connected to the phone, however age they are. They also speak unknowingly or knowingly. They don't even know the meaning of it. As parents, let us not use slangs. I've given you this example earlier as well. So please, let's stick to the biological terms that needs to be there, which children will be able to identify. Okay. We don't have summer coming up now, but in case, if you have, this is something which I always believe in, a swimsuit rule. When you look at a swimsuit, all the important private areas are covered. So there are different ways you can approach and tell a child about safety of good touch, bad touch. There can be a swimsuit rule also that you can talk about. When you look at a swimsuit, what are the areas that are getting covered? Right? Now, you can come up with a question saying, for a boy, it's only the underpants that they wear, ma'am. The upper portion is all empty, is uncovered. You are bang on. But that's where that picture comes in, where the green, yellow, and red element comes in. So you can use whichever area of pictorial depiction you would want, but keep harping on this. This is critical for all of us. Right? Oh, sorry. Again, who all can touch you? Who other than Amma can touch you when Amma is around? Or who otherwise can touch you when Nana or Amma is around? So these are some very important talks you should have with your child. Only Amma can touch you. Amma can give you a bath. Okay? Suppose Amma is not there. Then Amma can give you a bath. Okay? But if there is a governess around, then one of the parents should be around. One of the family member, reliable family member should be around. So these are some important elements that you need to let the child know. For example, dentist. A dentist will touch the face. Face is a yellow alert. So the child will say, yeah, Amma, he's touching me. So this is not a bad touch. But a child doesn't understand. A child only understands it's yellow. Yellow means this portion means, he's touching me here, which is not good. So you should tell. A dentist has to see your teeth. So if he has to see your teeth, he has to touch your mouth. But don't worry, Amma is around. Right? Or Nana is around. Or anybody for that matter who they feel trustworthy is around. Then you can talk about all this. Right? I hope I'm making sense. Right? Utilize the right literature. Again, use the right kind of books for your children. I repeat time and again about good touch, bad touch, because this is very important in a given situation that we are in. It's not very nice. So we can't change the society, but we can make our children more aware and stronger. Right? So that's why this session is happening. So this is another important element that we need to keep in mind. Okay? I'm repeating a couple of things. Please don't take me otherwise. This is just a reiteration. No is a no is a no. Right? But if you have said a no and then you have said a yes, the child will get confused. And if the child has said a no and you've gone against and done certain things in a certain way, then it's against. Right? Sometimes, for example, your child is currently, say he's busy watching some episode he's watching on the phone. Okay, and you say, Nana, time for bath, let's go. He says, no, Amma. Then you say, okay, how many more minutes would you want? Amma, 5 more minutes, Amma, because they can't talk beyond 5 minutes. At the max, they might be smart enough to say 10 minutes. Give them those 10 minutes. And say, Nana, in 10 minutes, Amma will call, then I will not take a no. Okay? So you're respecting the no. And as a parent, you're also putting your foot down, saying after 10 minutes, this no cannot be accepted. Right? So these are some traits which we can teach the child. We can project it ourselves so a child can understand it better. So physical space, their sentiments, their choices are of utmost importance to you as parents. So feelings should be shared. Physical space should be shared. What physical space to which level, who is allowed to, has to be shared, has to be taught. So all these are very important elements for a child to know that he has his parents, his family at home to whom he can, with no worry, walk up to them and tell them whatever is happening in his life. Okay. Last but not the least, do a lot of role plays. Okay. Like take the doll. You can do that element. You can talk about good touch, bad touch in different ways. And create stories, visuals around it to make the story more interesting and for a child to understand it better. So these are some things that you can do. Okay. Some important basic everyday routine that every child should know. Okay. Know Iris and their parents' contact information. That means your contact information. I don't know about children. We as adults ourselves don't remember numbers. If you remember at one point in time before the technology took over, I remember categorically, my Hyderabad used to be my summer vacation home. I used to remember 3 numbers by heart. 3 numbers by heart. Landline number, which had, I think at that time they were about 5 digits or 6 digits. Okay. Even 7 digits, I remember all the 3 numbers I used to remember categorically. Now I don't even remember what is the immediate number of my own daughter, which was, the phone was just given about a year ago. I don't remember her number. The 10-digit number, I don't remember. So tomorrow if my phone is gone, I will not know how to reach out to people. I'm sure many of you are in my category. So let us not make our children fall into that place. Some crucial numbers, let them remember. Make it a habit for them to remember. Okay. Teaching them again some basic rules for every child. Never share your contact info with any stranger unless it seeks help when they are lost. Like, can I have your phone number, or can you dial me this number? Unless those situations happen. Never go anywhere with strangers, important. Road safety, bus safety, school safety, very, very crucial. I would add playground safety also here, which I missed. Okay. If you get lost, stay where you are. Somebody will come and help you. Somebody will come and pick you up, or things like those are some important elements we can talk about. When you're going to a shopping mall, this I remember even when, when I was younger, my parents used to do. If suppose we are going to some place, okay. So suppose we are going to a temple. So my parents used to tell, in case, God forbid, you get lost, find out this place and come and stand here. I will come and pick you up. Don't worry. So we used to have one designated place to come and stand. So you can figure those rules also out. Again, children have got an access to the phone, whether you know it or not with an intent. They don't even understand, but sometimes they might get into WhatsApp and just connect with somebody from your, address, and might just put in your phone number or something like that, and or any addresses or things like those. So just be watchful about it. I remember one of the cases, as I being a counselor, I remember one of the case that came to me where randomly somebody started calling the mother of the house, and she wouldn't understand, had to tell her who he is, what he is. And this guy had actually shared the location, and that person actually physically came. And there was a police case eventually that got filed. But this is how the trauma happened. Unknowingly, you can't blame the child. Okay, it's all a touch screen. So by mistake, he must have done it, is what our assumption is. And the home location went through. Okay, so be careful about these things. There were many such incidents that have happened, but I'll keep it minimal. Again, don't keep secrets with family or teachers. That's why I'm telling you, incidents that have happened at office, you can always camouflage the important information, but tell what has happened. So a child feels, oh, Nana is sharing it with me after coming from work. Amma is sharing with me when she's coming from work. That means I'm important. I should also share what has happened in my office. For him, the school is his office only, his territory, his place. So he would like to share too. Right? So do that. Teach the child difference between safe and unsafe touch. We've talked about this. Never tolerate bullying, whether it is at home or it is work. So no parent should bully each other. The environment should be bully free at home itself. So a child understands that we will not take it lying low. Okay. And last but not the least, yell and tell. And if I'm uncomfortable, I will not do it. Right? So these are some 13 points that is something you can harp upon. We are coming at the end of from my end to present my presentation. We are going to talk about social media. Now, for a lot of you who think my child is still too young for social media, no, you're mistaken, right? There are some games which have got chats. You need to be careful with those, okay? Some games which are just normal games, which are fine, which are on your phone downloaded, and they are fine. But if it's extracting information, then you need to be watchful. So let me give you a quick walkthrough. This is important safety tip for parents whose children are a little more grown up than the younger ones. Or this is for all the parents whose children tomorrow down the line will also become older, how we should be careful with social media and how we should keep them and us safe. So monitor social media usage. Keep a regular check on social media profile, what is happening, what is not happening, who are they following, what kind of posts are they making, what kind of activities happening around. What are they sharing too many informations? How long are they awake in the nights? Likewise and like forth. Friends and follower management, in the sense, teach your child to accept friends, follower requests from people they know in real life. So they cannot have one Spider-Man picture and then the guy writes, I'm Spider-Man, and or a Batman or an Iron Man or whatever, and then you go ahead and follow. So a child needs to be taught who to follow, who to unfollow. Privacy setting, very critical. Help the kid set a privacy setting on the social media account to control who sees information and what kind of posts, right? So it cannot be a public forum, it has to be a private forum. That's what we are talking about. Again, in private, whom to add, whom not to add. Important online gaming, when we're talking about safe gaming practices, ensure that you know what personal information is your child sharing while gaming, what kind of reports and to report an inappropriate behavior, or if it's bullying. A child should be able to come back and tell you, I've been playing this, somebody has been bullying me, somebody has been talking crap. Create an environment where child feels safe to walk up to you and speak whatever is happening to him or her. That is our duty, moral responsibility as a parent, to ensure we give them a safe environment where they are not judged. So they walk up and speak with the confidence. Age appropriate games. Oh my God. Thanks to social media, I don't know what all games keep popping up. Be very careful of what is getting downloaded, what is getting uploaded in their laptop. Be vigilant about it. Monitor chat functions. Monitor when they are on screen time. Monitor if their camera is on. All those are critical informations that you need to keep a watch of. Okay. Recognize the signs of bullying. The child also should know, you should also know what are the signs of being bullied and how to report it immediately to an adult that they trust. Have a strong support system, which is what I've been talking about. How also to learn how to block and report if there are any abuse that are happening online. So keeping this in mind, I am done with my presentation for now. So if you have any questions, please do ask. Durga Garu, you can always unmute. If people want to ask questions, they can ask.
I have unmuted them, so they can shoot out some questions.
Yeah. You can always raise hands and ask questions, please. Yes, Aparna Garu, you have a question. Supriya ji, you have a question. Rajita ji, you have a question.
Madam, this is Ramakrishna.
Yes,
Is it
Ram
audible?
Garu. Sure.
Yeah, madam. So I have a question. Some kids have a good grasping power,
Correct.
but they are not concentrating much more on the studies. We
Ram Garu.
are keep on telling to them, you have to do like this, like a motivation way. So is there any way to tell those kind of kids?
Now, which age are these kids you're talking about, Ram Garu?
Around 8 to 9.
Ram Garu, how were you when you were younger?
Yep.
How were you when you were younger, of 8-9 years?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll tell you one thing. Don't misunderstand me. Just
Yes.
Arthan Cheskondi, what is the point I'm trying to drive across? Sarina?
Yes.
And all you need to ensure at this age of 8 to 9 years, they are not going to become IAS officers if they study now. Adi meeku kuda telusu, naaku kuda telusu, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What is most important is an overall development for my child when it comes to mental well-being and physical well-being.
Yes.
So long as there is no big mistakes that are happening, I think we should be good. Yes, what you should ensure is when you're supposed to study, you study. But then I don't make you study all the time.
Yep.
Right? So suppose he says, Nana, inka 1 hour, Nana, after eating dinner, no, I will sit and finish my homework. Correct?
Yes.
Correct? Say something like this, no? Say, okay,
Yes.
done. You and I will sit together. Okay?
Yep.
You finish your homework. Nana will sit with you with his laptop. Let both of us do our homework. Let us now enjoy the TV.
Okay.
Okay. Now what? Okay, Chepperu, tell me what is the feeling that might be. Suppose you are my child. What is the feeling? Suppose I'm your amma and this is what you tell me, ki, amma, 1 hour, please amma. After eating dinner, I will sit down. Then you'll say, okay, Buji, you and I will do it together. Done?
Yes.
What is the feeling you've got it now? And I say, let's watch movie together. Let's watch this whatever, Doraemon, Pokemon, whatever nonsense is watching. We will watch together.
Yes, yes. We all together, we are doing the same work.
Number 1. Number 2, feeling ela undi ipudu.
We are enjoying whatever we are doing.
Correct. Both of, even if you don't like Pokemon, you hate it to the core, but you're still sitting and doing what is doing.
Yep.
You are not talking about studies anymore.
Yes.
And you also said both of us will do. You never said nuvu chey.
Yep.
Always remember the psyche of human being is, it's with, have you observed, this is the same feeling with your husband and wife also.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
If you say, okay, you know what, I have to now finish cooking and then I have to do this, then I'll say, I'll do cooking. Can you make chai? Anni nene chayyala. You will not do anything, huh? We get angry, right? Because the pressure, even making a chai, it's the same gas.
Yes, yes.
But yet that irritation is so high.
Yes.
Have you observed it?
Yes,
But
yes.
at the same moment, you say, okay, you know what? You make dinner because I cannot make dinner for nuts. You make dinner, let me make my, you drink mere haath ka chai aaj. Chalo, I will make it. Let's go in the kitchen. That irritation will now come down to minus. Because both of us are there in the kitchen doing things together. It's the same fundamental for the child also. It needs company. How can Meere chudandi, Ram Garu, when you are studying for exam, how irritated we all get, no? Abba, idiotic exam that we have, always have to study. Everybody seems to be enjoying at 5 o'clock. I'm bloody sitting and studying so many chapters. Do you realize what is happening?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
That is what a child is going through.
Yep, yep.
You beat him, you pull him from the chair, you take him to the room, you shut the door, you get irritated. The child will still not do his homework. He will still not do his homework. Monditanam ekku aipotundi. You pull me from there, no? I will also bloody not do. I'll see what you will do.
Okay.
So don't. And ade cheptunanu. Give a little, pull a little. Give a little, pull a little.
Okay.
But learn to give first.
Yes, yes.
No 10 నిమిషాలు అడిగావు, 1 hour అడిగావు కదా నాన్న, 1 hour. Chudu, now it is 7 o'clock. So the bigger needle, when it comes to, the bigger needle comes to 12 o'clock, when it becomes 8, Nana will stop the TV, then both of us will go in. Can you promise me that? It's a deal? I also gave you, no?
Yes, yes.
So first you give, then you
Yep.
give.
Okay.
Right? I hope I was able to answer your question.
Yeah, briefly you have answered. Thank you. Thank you so much for your advice.
Appreciate you, Ram Garu. Thank you. Anybody else who's got a question?
Hello.
Yeah, Supriya Garu.
Ramya.
No, okay, go on, please.
Good afternoon. My son is around 4 years old. Yet in this September he will turn 4. But for little things I don't understand why he gets irritated very soon, and means within 5 minutes he will be laughing, he will be playing around with you, and in very moment he will get so angry that it's very difficult how to deal. I just don't understand how to deal with him.
Soumyaji, this can have multiple, it could be because of multiple reasons, okay? Number 1, maybe the child is very exhausted, tired, and is not able to get that amount of rest. That could be 1. Number 2, the food that is going inside him is probably something that needs to be worked upon. Khana, kitna nutrition ja raha hai? Maybe we are falling short of some nutrition. That could be another reason. Number 3, always remember, for a 4-year-old, sit at one place is very difficult. To be inside the 4 walls of the house is very difficult. He needs a physical activity.
Right.
When I say physical activity, Soumya ji, physical activity doesn't mean ghar mein idhar se udhar koodna, sofa se bistar pe aana. No, that is not physical activity, Soumya ji. Physical activity I'm talking is jab tum you take them to a park and they are remember we have that swing that goes up and down, then we have that seesaw in which you have to press, then you have physical running that is happening, then you have a swimming class that you can put him to, then you have probably a football class that you can put him to, right? So any of these that can structure his focus and release that energy.
Okay.
And Soumya ji, this is one honest question you have to answer yourself. When you also come from work, there are days when we are very, very snappy, right?
Right.
Right? हमको भी होता है, right? उनको भी, but only thing is, for you can express saying, मेरा boss ऐसा है, मेरा boss का ये ऐसा, कर तुम गाली दे सकते हो. इसको वो भी नहीं आता है. He doesn't know how to express. For him, his vocabulary is still not so much. So उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या हो रहा है. So for us, it is very important to understand what is triggering, and we also need to check on the time. We need to check कौन से time में, is it around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening that this mood swing is happening? Is it around day का 3 बजे का time is when he's getting irritated? क्या हो रहा है? You need to follow that. It is not easy. How frequently is this fight coming? How frequently is this snapping coming? कब हो रहा है? खाना खाने के बाद हो रहा है या दूध पीने से हो रहा है? I can give you examples, so many where children have been lactogen intolerant, Soumya ji, and people have been giving milk to the child. And when the milk is given to a lactogen intolerant child, the child will start having wobbly stomach. पेट में गड़बड़ होने लगेगा, skin में rashes आएंगी, head will start scratching. So a child will not understand what is happening to him. So I don't know if it is food that we have to focus upon. So a lot of observations have to be made to understand what is triggering element for the child.
Actually, ma'am, he is not interested. Food is the most important enemy. So whatever he takes is by force only.
It is okay. It is okay. I will tell you one thing for all the parents sitting here. Every parent has got this problem saying, "Mera bachcha khana nahi khata hai. My bachcha wants junk. My bachcha is happy with milk. My bachcha doesn't want to chew food." Correct? Most of us have this problem.
Right.
Remember one thing. The body, God has made the body in such a way where a body can retain certain amount of energy to a very long time. Now, very important for most of the parents, this is again for moms of the house and grandmothers of the house. When a child is not eating a solid food, okay, the first thing, what do? You give milk.
Yes.
At least something should go. Now remember, milk has got important nutrients, but not all the nutrients. Okay, once or two times he'll go to the washroom and come, the milk is gone. Milk is the easiest thing to do because it is easy to only swallow. Why will anybody make an effort, Soumya ji, to chew the food when I can drink milk and make it easy? Right? But as a parent, you need to understand that the more you give milk, the more the stomach is getting full, and the child is able to understand. So it is easy for me to skip the food because Amma will anyway eventually give me milk because that is what I want. Let me make it very clear to all the parents sitting here. Nothing will happen to your child. People have gone, including me, people have gone not giving solid food for their child for 48 hours. The energy levels have still been high, they have still been hyper, and they've still been active, they've still been doing, but they realize after the 48 hours that Amma is not going to give milk now. I better shut my mouth and start eating what is given. Important thing is not to give away when your child is crying. Because a child is playing the game and it knows very well, if I can cry now, Amma will give me milk. And milk comes, my stomach is full. Now when you give roti, why will you eat roti when the stomach is full? Can you eat when your stomach is full? You can't.
But ma'am, in our kid doesn't like milk also.
It's
Milk
okay.
also he drinks once. That too, we give it in his tiffin. So in school only he have many a times. Normally
Maybe
in the evening sometimes.
maybe he's comfortable. I'm not saying milk is important. Milk में वैसा कुछ भी नहीं है. Milk has got not all the important nutrients which a growing child needs. So you need to figure out what other way we can introduce the food. Maybe the food introduction time is probably different. Maybe the food that he wants to eat is probably not roti. Maybe he wants to eat something else. So let's figure it out. Let's make. That's why all recipes are floating in the websites, in the YouTube channel. इसको ये बना के खिलाइए, वो बना के खिलाइए. So experiment, figure out.
Ma'am.
Yes,
Hi.
please.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, my younger son, actually, we have some with my younger son. My younger son always fighting with my elder son. So he has gap between them 1.5 year only. But always he's fighting like in sleep mode also he will fighting. If he unknowingly he give like to upon him hand, everything is in sleep only he will fight. Other thing, whenever we going to sleep now, he will that time around 10:30, 11:30, he asked for food. He is wake uping everyone. Me, myself, my wife, my children, everyone he wake uping. He wantedly. Another thing, in the rainy season, everyone is not using AC. But he particularly want AC switch on, then only I will sleep. This type of tampering is every day. We are unable to understand him better. What is the situation? But this is
Okay.
everyday problem with us.
See, when you're talking about two children, right? When mana kitchen lo kuda ginnalu, when you put vessels in the kitchen, they still make noise when they're next to each other, right?
Yes, yes.
Not with an intent that they have to make noise, but they will make noise because they're next to each other. They rub onto each other, correct?
Yes, even the minor injuries also happen between them. So
Correct.
major problem with the younger guy only, younger son. So and wantedly he want to change our mind. So he want whenever he want to wake up, then only we have to prepare food for them, for him. That mindset he is developed. He want to
Correct.
take
Because
controlling every time.
you know what, controlling here, controlling is not the point. Importance giving is the point. He feels left out.
Yes.
You're seeing that he wants to control. He actually doesn't want control. He needs your focus on him. He
Yes,
wants
yes,
you
yes.
to give him importance. He wants you to respect like you and love as you want to give to the elder one.
Yes.
అర్థమవుతుందా? వాడు ఇంపార్టెన్స్ గ్యాదర్ చేస్తున్నాడు. హీఈస్ నాట్ విత్ ద ఇంటెన్షన్ ఇస్ నాట్ టు హర్ట్ హిస్ బ్రదర్. ఇలా చేస్తే అమ్మ నా దగ్గర వస్తుంది, ఇలా చేస్తే నాన్న విల్ కమ్ అండ్ చెక్ ఆన్ మీ, అదర్వైజ్ నోబడీ ఈస్ గివింగ్ మీ ఇంపార్టెన్స్. You understand the psyche?
Yes, it's okay.
The psychology is నాకు నా అన్నయ్య లాగా విలువ ఇవ్వట్లేదు. నాకు అమ్మ నాన్న హౌ నాన్న and అమ్మ listen to అన్న, they don't listen to me. They don't
His words also same. Sometimes his words also same like that only. Comparing with whenever, but we are very taking care of him. But he's always feeling like that.
Your taking care is very different than the way he wants to be taken care.
Okay.
The
So
way
how can
you are taking, yes.
how
So
can we change the mindset?
So the way we talk, the dialogues that come out of our mouth when we are angry, the way we handle situations, are we supporting this fellow more? Are we supporting that fellow more? What are we doing? Who are we blaming? What are the dialogues that are coming? When we are speaking, when other people come from outside and sit with us and talk to us, how many people are we complaining about the younger one than the older one? మనం వాడిది ఏ బ్రాండ్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాం అందరి ముందు? You understand what I'm talking about, sir?
Yes.
So if you're blaming Ramya as Ramya being naughty, Ramya being disrespectful, why should I be respectful, sir? You've already branded me as disrespectful, no? So don't misunderstand what I'm trying to tell you. Please understand what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
A child at this stage needs to be respected. That Repu Kanaka, if there is a discussion happening in the family, suppose we are planning to go on a vacation. Suppose as family we are planning to go on a vacation. As much as you will take data and information from the older one saying, Nana, tell me your school, take out your school diary. I want to see the vacation. Dashara vacation, chudu. Then the fellow will see. Because the older one is much more quicker in responding. Then you will tell, Nana, take out your younger one. Nana, take out your diary. Now tell me, are the dates the same? Yes, Nana. Where do you want to go? We have 5 days that we can go. Where do you want to go?
Okay.
Nana, we'll go Vizag. Nana, we'll go here. Nana, we'll go there. Okay, wait. Now, why do you want to go to that place? So ask younger one. Get all the information. Ask as many questions as you want. Then go to the older one. Then you say, then the little one will say, Nana, neen malli point miss aయింది. Then you say, wait. I heard you. Whatever you wanted to say, you spoke to me. 2 minutes, let me listen to Anna and then come back to you again. You understand what I'm saying, sir?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Make him feel as a part of family, because right now he's not feeling that way. He's feeling Anna is more important, because somewhere he's in his mind, it has come that I'm very naughty. People don't like me. So if people have to like me, I have to show importance. And how do I show importance? This is the only way I can show importance, is getting up Ardaratri, troubling everybody, and likewise and like forth. Because for a small little brain of his of 4 years, how much can he adopt, sir? Our brain anta maturity only. He really knows how to seek importance, how to get attention. He's doing whatever it takes to get attention. So even if it means Ardaratri in the night. So let us advance our sleeping timings, not at 11 o'clock, but maybe at 9:30.
Okay.
Let us keep extra food ready.
Yes.
Let us keep extra. Let us not make any extra food. Let us keep extra food ready. Let's keep one more roti ready. So when he says, Amma, aakilaitunde, okay, great, superb. Let us feed him good amount of food.
But he decided the menu. That's the problem.
It's okay. Let him decide the menu. We'll have one extra roti made, one extra dosha made, one extra idli put. Ante kada? Finished. He's doing it because he needs importance. He knows. అప్పుడు నేను షౌట్ చేస్తే అందరూ నాకు ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇస్తారు, అందరూ నేను అడిగినది చేస్తారు. దట్ ఈస్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ వాట్ ఇస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. So advance your team, keep involving your younger child in discussions that you're having. Ask him for his opinion on discussions of office that you're having with your spouse. Things like those are interesting. The child will feel important. Milli ka marutundi, but it'll happen. I promise you.
Okay, thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
So we are at 4:30, and I think we have a few more questions. Is cereal with milk good for the children as early morning breakfast? Cereal has got sugar. Even if it says honey, it has got sugar. It is processed, so it is sugar. I will never advise you to give that to your child. I will never advise you to give this to your child.
Ma'am, I have
Hello.
one more.
Yes.
What I have observed is, whatever he says anytime, at the very first moment, if you do that, and then if you will explain him, we should not do like this or like that, then he will listen to you. And if from the very first moment, if you will say no, then he is never going to listen. So is this approach a good one, or we should change it?
Where it is a no is a no. Okay. And now you also, don't take me wrong, Soumya-ji. When you're at office and you're proposing something to your boss and your boss immediately says, no, Soumya, wrong proposal. Please don't stop proposing, man. Your proposals are all waste. How do you feel, Soumya-ji? How do you feel when somebody, your boss says no to you on your face? You feel offended, right?
Yes.
फिर बच्चे को नहीं होगा.
Correct. No,
Hi, ma'am.
I'm asking, what should we do?
Yeah, so what you should do, okay, so for example, if he says he needs a toy, okay, from the shopping mall, and last time बहुत हंगामा create किया था shopping mall में. He was very very bad. Okay,
correct.
So this time when we are going to shopping mall, we will make our ground rules very very clear. We will tell our child, just because we go every week outside doesn't mean I'll have to buy you everything from outside. Number 2, dad will buy you something, anything, but not everything that you want. But if you agree to it, then we will go. Otherwise, we can always stay at home. Dad is only going out because you want to go out. If you are agreeing to what dad is saying, then we will go. Otherwise, this time we will not go. If you misbehave outside, we will not go.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, please. Jyotsna Garu.
How should I increase my kids' self-esteem? Like whenever he's playing, he puts others in front of him. He doesn't. If any kid comes and say, "We'll play this only," then he will go. If he is not interested, also he'll go with them.
Ma'am, this is not self-esteem at all.
Okay.
You should be proud of your child. You should be very few children in the world are very fluid to accommodating other people, which is beautiful thing. It's human. It's a blessing to have a child like that.
But I was
Yes.
worried in not only I observed in the play, but outside in schools,
Is he happy?
that
Is he happy when he goes to play?
yeah, he is happy.
Then
He
there
keeps
is no
calm.
question.
He
No.
plays.
Then don't doubt. He's proposing. How many times? Ma'am, you at home must have proposed something, and your family must have said, "Amma, not this, Amma. I don't like. Like I like, certain vegetables. You like
Yes.
certain vegetables, and for a
Yes.
change, sometimes we feel making something that we want to eat, but you end up asking the family, and the family outrightly rejects it.
Yeah.
You also feel hurt, no? But you go ahead and do the cooking which everybody eats, right?
Yes.
And you are happy when they say, Amma, one more roti, please.
Yes.
You've forgotten everything, right? So has
Yes.
his self-esteem gone down?
Okay. I was worried that he was repeating the maybe he's repeating the same in school or
What,
somewhere.
what you should look at is he coming back sad? Only
No.
if he's coming back sad, ma, you should be worried. Otherwise, I think you have a beautiful child.
Okay.
Your parenting is beautiful. Yes, you should always let him know that sometimes when you want to play and you really want to play a bat and ball and you want to, then you should talk to your friends that yesterday we played hockey with you, but today can we play cricket, please? I want to play it too. At least tell him that he can speak his mind.
Okay.
Convincing is a later term. But
Okay.
what you should focus upon is when he's coming back, is he happy?
Yeah. Okay.
Then you don't have to worry. He's a beautiful kid.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, you should be a proud parent.
No, thank you, ma'am.
Usually it's the other way around.
Yes, yes.
So you're a blessing.
Yeah.
So good. It's already 4:30. I had a great time. I hope all of you had some amount of insight. It's not that you didn't know it at all. I just reiterated to the best of my learning abilities, and I hope and pray that it works for you. Remember, it is a child at the end of the day. It's not a machine that you plug and play. It needs some time to adjust. It needs some time to understand. It'll happen. But you have to be consistent. So stay healthy, stay happy, stay blessed.
And will you please share
Thank
the
you.
recording?
I can't understand, ma'am. Could you tell me again?
Will you share the recording?
I didn't even know. Was there a recording happening? I didn't even bother to check. I'm so very sorry.
This call is being recorded.
Okay, where is it? I didn't even realize. Then I'm sure Ramya Garu will be able to share it, talk to the management and let you know.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Pleasure connecting with all of you.
Thank you so much, and we are expecting some more time.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, can I take can you take one more question? Is it okay if you have a minute?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I have twins, and this is about boy and a girl. So I have one observation about the boy and the girl. So boy, he has been aggressively reacting to anything if he doesn't get anything what he wants. That is one, and this is a off late observation. And second, girl, once in a while, very once in a while, she wakes up in midnight and she wants to watch cartoons suddenly. So these are the two things which I have. So wanted your input.
Okay. As far as the cartoon front is concerned, please remember as parents, your timeline should be very strict. The social media or the television or any distraction for that matter should be at least 1 hour to 2 hours prior to the bed. So please remember, as being adults, please don't misunderstand what I'm going to tell you now. But as being adults, there are times when we have gone through our stress times and it's come in our dreams also. Remember? and we have woken up with, with jitters. Has it happened to you? It's happened to me. Sometimes when we are very stressful or we are very worried about a certain assignment or a certain delivery, it's like a nightmare for you, right? So dreams are subconscious level of work that, remember, you are going to sleep, the mind is still awake. That is why your winding off time should be at least 2 hours prior to the bedtime. So by then there is bath time happening, there is a lot of discussion time happening with family. You talk about office, she talks about something else, all those keep happening. Okay, and then there's a prayer time, just about 5-7 minutes, thanking the Lord, and then hitting the bed. So be careful of what your child is watching. Whatever they're watching, you need to be careful how it's triggering the emotions, why it is again getting triggered in the night. So it becomes a challenge. So you have to be very careful about that. The second element you're talking about is your twin son. Okay, aggression is something which is it is proven that gender-wise that women mature more quickly and or girls mature more quickly than men, and men are more aggressive and physically more aggressive than women are. But it is a proven fact. But please remember that right now, given the situation that you are in, you and I think that COVID has not done any harm. COVID has done more harm than you can imagine. That 2 years of sitting at home has backfired big time. One of the element is aggression. So how do we work around? I will do one thing. Durga Garu, you can probably, because we are crossing out on time. So Durga Garu, you can share my number with the Tweety Bird gentleman, and maybe we can talk off record. Okay?
Sure, ma'am. I will inform Dimple ma'am to share the details.
I'll appreciate that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right.
Thank you,
So I
ma'am.
had a good time, and I hope I'm able to cater to more of your questions probably the next time. Make a note of it, and we'll catch up soon. Stay healthy, happy, blessed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
God bless you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
So,